Welcome to All Docs on Deck, where we explore wellness, wealth, and womanhood through real conversations with women doctors across the diaspora. Another episode starts now. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another episode of All Docs on Deck. Tonight we have the wonderful, the amazing, the one and only Dr. Kisha Christian with us. Thank you so much for joining us, girlfriend. We're so happy that you're here, even though you're a little bit under the weather, but you're pushing through and we're talking about wellness. So by the end of this, you'll be feeling very well.
Yes.
So let me introduce the wonderful audience to you. So Dr. Kisha Christian, she is a forward-thinking healthcare entrepreneur, pharmacist, and transformational leader, serving as the owner of Neighborhood Pharmacy in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. A proud West, She is deeply rooted in her community as the daughter of Charles, Chalo, and Kathleen Christian, the mother of 3 daughters, Marisha, Shamara, and Makia, and the proud grandmother of her grandson, Mazai. Dr. Christian earned her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the University of Georgia in 2004 and launched Neighborhood Pharmacy in 2015, turning her vision into a leading, independent, patient-centered healthcare destination. Under her leadership, the pharmacy has evolved into a holistic care hub, offering services such as medication therapy management, immunizations, point-of-care testing, durable medical equipment, free home delivery, and community-based health education. Her approach integrates clinical excellence with operational systems and financial sustainability to improve healthcare delivery across the territory of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Known for her systems-driven mindset, and I can attest to that, Dr. Christian specializes in building scalable healthcare models, advancing digital innovation, and advocating for equitable reimbursement structures that reflect the realities of island healthcare. She's actively engaged, and I can attest to that too, in strengthening how the community views pharmacy programs and addressing systemic barriers that impact patient access and pharmacy viability. Beyond business, and we'll get to tap into that a bit today, Dr. Christian is deeply committed to community impact. Neighborhood Pharmacy leads more than 15 outreach initiatives annually, including school supply drives, feeding programs, and holiday giving partnerships. Her contributions have earned numerous honors, including Pharmacist of the Year and the prestigious Ken Worcester Community Leadership Award from Cardinal Health, Businesswoman of the Year, recognizing her lasting impact across the Virgin Islands. Yeah, that was you. Who was that girl? Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Amazing.
Yeah, for those who don't know, now they know.
Now
right?
you know.
Now they know.
Amazing.
So looking forward to diving into how do you keep it all together? What are your wellness tips? What has been your experience as an entrepreneur? All that good stuff. But first,
girlfriend story time. Yes, we have to figure out, like, how did you meet? How did the two of you connect?
Yeah. Do you remember?
I know our parents know each other.
Yes.
My mom and your dad went to school or something together. So
they know
each other. I'm going to say key at some event.
I'm going to say key at my girlfriend's closet when I had the boutique. That's what my recollection was, right? Was first, I think you had moved back home maybe, or it was just when I was meeting you for the first time. So I had my girlfriend's closet boutique before I transitioned over to girlfriendism. I remember meeting her and, talking about entrepreneurship. We loved fashion as well. And then just seeing you evolve over time and just being so community centered and going forward for your degree, opening up Neighborhood Pharmacy, right? And connecting over art. Mm-hmm. So we've just been connected ever since.
Not the day I bought that beautiful dress with the pockets.
With the
dress with pockets.
She is actually, you are the reason that I always order dresses with pockets. I think you were the first one. You were like, It has pockets. I don't get a dress
And
unless
I
it has
started
pockets.
spinning around.
Yes. And after that,
That's
I
just
was
how
like,
excited
okay,
people get when you have pockets. Yeah, because it's a big
pockets,
Listen,
the
deal.
I
little
still have that
things.
dress, by the way. That dress is still in my closet.
Yeah, that was a fun fact. So thank you, girlfriend. I sold many dresses after that because of you. I was like, note to self, make sure it has pockets. So that is our girlfriend story, and it's been a
Oh,
beautiful journey. Yes. Yeah,
that is awesome. The connections, the entrepreneurship, and the fashion. And Dr.
yes.
Keisha, I feel like I have a couple of connections to you as well because when
Yes.
I worked in St. Croix, I often sent prescriptions to your pharmacy.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I never knew the brain power behind the pharmacy. So it's such an honor to get an opportunity to meet you. And then secondly, I also have a PharmD daughter, and she
Yes.
is working. She's in Houston. She's in Houston right now. She made history in South Carolina at the Medical University of South Carolina.
Yeah.
She was accepted at the age of 16
Oh,
to
wow.
start the
Okay.
Amazing.
PharmD program. Yeah.
And you do a lot of really good psychoeducation around that, like the role of a pharmacist beyond
Hmm.
just filling prescriptions, the
Correct.
education and the one-on-one. So I absolutely love that perspective that you bring. And it helps because you're so community centered. So I can only imagine the stories that people open up with when it comes to you. But
I
before we
told
get in,
I
you
tell
can
people
only
I
imagine,
can't
right?
wait till I'm like retirement age. You know that age where you get like you really don't care anymore.
Yes.
You just say whatever because
Whatever you want to
man,
say.
I can't wait.
So tell us, before we get into the wellness piece and the work that you do, tell us who was Kisha before Dr. Kisha. So let's humanize the doctor a little bit. Tell us about that girl.
I don't know if everybody knows, but I had my daughter before I went to pharmacy school. So I was
Mm,
more focused on being a mom. I still knew I wanted to go to pharmacy school because I had promised my
yes,
parents that I am going to have this baby and I'm going to finish pharmacy school. So I
yes.
was more focused on like my family and finishing pharmacy school. So that
Hmm.
was like my total focus, work, my daughter, and pharmacy
Yeah.
school. I wasn't the traveler that I am today. I wasn't the outgoing person. I was also, and I know we have talked about this, I was also
Hmm.
in a relationship that I should not have been in. And
Hmm.
so I was very like in with myself and
Yes.
felt like in that relationship I had to walk on eggshells. I couldn't be who I
Hmm.
was.
Yes.
So, when all of that ended, I feel like I was that butterfly that
Yes.
I
With the
became.
freedom.
Yes.
Yes. It makes such a difference. It's something I was reading the other day, and it was an investor podcast. And they said, one of the biggest impacts on wealth is our partners. So they were like, and I
Mm.
never thought about it that way. They're like, they can be a great liability or a great investment. I could identify with that because we have spoken about that too with other community advocacy work, that we've done here with survivors, and it really does have an impact. And so speaking of that, what did you channel within yourself to be able to move from the woman who was in that relationship? Like, walk us through how you transitioned from one place to where you are now. What did you have to say to yourself? What did you have to tap into? What was that process like?
I feel like it was always there. It
Hmm.
so it was I was always a fun person before this relationship. So I feel it was
Hmm.
always there.
Yes.
And for me, it was more therapy, going to
Hmm.
therapy,
Yes. Yes.
making sure that I knew that it was not me. Because I know
Right.
a lot of times we do a lot of self-blaming. And then I
Yes.
had
Hmm.
to figure out because my mind was in that functional survivor mode. So
Mm.
I had to figure out like how do I, and quite honestly, it was my children. So I'm gonna just
Yes.
so in our minds as women, we
Hmm.
always say we're staying because of the kids.
Right.
And I remember, and I tell this story all the time now that, I like part of my healing is talking
Hmm.
about it. Like before,
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, I can't say anything. But I
Hmm.
feel like the more I talk about it, like it
Yes.
gives me like that clarity. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to my kids about it, and they're like, Mom, this is your story. If you need to tell it, tell it.
Yes. Yes.
So, I used to stay because of the kids. And then my oldest daughter is who really made me like realize, like, what am I
Mm.
teaching my girls? Like,
Mm.
am I teaching them
About
that this is
relationships.
okay? And
Yes.
one time my daughter is Marisha, she was small. She had to be 6 or 7. And she looked at me and she was like, why are you staying? That
Oh,
crushed my
wow.
Mm.
entire inside.
Wow.
Like she is the one that saw like everything that
Yes.
I had been through. And for her to see that at her young
At a
age, and
age.
Six,
I
Yes.
always
yeah.
say like my daughters are way smarter than I
Yes.
ever.
They're ahead of their time.
If I had their emotional intelligence, like I
Yes.
would have never gone through
Yes.
what I went through. And that clicked with me. I'm like, what am I really
Mm-hmm.
teaching them? Like, this is not okay. And that's
Yes.
when, like, I decided that night, like, I
Yeah.
need a plan to get out where I'll be
Mm-hmm.
safe and they'll also
Yes.
be safe and that was kind of one of
Yes.
the big reasons that I also moved back home. Because I know if I had
Mm.
stayed in the States, like,
Yes.
I, I could not have
Mm.
left like how
Yes.
I
Yes. And so do you feel like
Oh,
it was that support system at
support.
home?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. And for
Definitely.
those
I was
of you
hearing
who
that
are
too,
viewing
like with
from like,
community.
yeah, right,
Yes,
exactly. Because we've
yes.
done a couple of interviews so far, and the
Mm-hmm.
one resonating theme has been community. And we've been interviewing, girlfriend doctors from the continent, we have some that are coming from South America, from the mainland. And so far, that has been the theme is like the importance
Yeah.
of community. And so I think when we
Commu-
look at, domestic violence relationships and even just finding like our liberated selves or advancing in education, how important it is for community. So yeah, I'm really happy that you had that option.
And I was just going to say from, with community, we've been talking about it mostly from like outside of the house. So, extended family,
Yes.
but to hear what you said is even more intimate, like your
Mm-hmm.
community that helped you in that situation was really your inner circle and your children who were younger than you. So
Yes.
there's a lot to be said about that. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. That is so touching.
It
And my
is.
parents didn't know to the extent of
Yes.
no nobody knew to the extent of what
Yeah.
I was going through. My
Mm-hmm.
parents really found out the extent a couple years ago for Women's Coalition when I was honored,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
told the story.
Wow.
My mother was in the crowd like crying. My brother was crying because they were
Oh,
like, "Why you never?" Because I said, "I know you would do this person
or
something."
something, right? I'm trying to keep
So
you safe
I
too.
was right, exactly. I was trying to keep everybody safe and
Yes.
everybody, on the same
Yes.
page. So, but
Yes.
community, my family, I have like really great support from my family. I have really,
Mm-hmm.
really great friends
Yes.
that I can talk to. So I really believe
Mm-hmm.
like even if it's like a handful of friends, like you should have
Yes.
like a core group of um
Absolutely.
people.
It,
Listening to you, I can just hear your tenacity. You sound like someone, once you make your mind up
Oh
about
yes.
something, you're going to do it. So you mentioned that with pharmacy school, you had your daughter, but you were like, look, I made a promise. I'm going to finish.
yes.
And so I'm going to
Mhm.
do it. And when it finally clicked for you that I'm going to leave this relationship, you did it. And so, and
Mm-hmm.
then looking at all of your accomplishments, at some point you were like, I'm going to start a business. And you did
Mm-hmm.
it. And your
Mhm.
business
Mm-hmm.
is thriving. So you
Yes.
definitely have that intent, that focus to do. How do you balance life and all that you do?
I don't. I just
I love that. We're all a work in progress, right?
To do
people think like I have my stuff together, and I'm looking at people like this is what you're seeing on the outside.
Outside.
My between my brain and like how there's a lot happening. So
I
I am not
understand. I
perfect.
think we
I am
both
work.
do.
I am a constant work in progress.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but I do take time to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like traveling is what gives me that energy to come back,
Yes.
to do
Mm,
what I do. I love
Yes.
diving. And I tell people, like, when I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to talk to anybody, I go in the
Yes.
ocean.
Yes.
Because
The
literally,
fish
like
and the
stop it.
starfish, yes. They leave you be
yes,
at peace.
correct, correct. And that's like my most peaceful time when it's just my thoughts and,
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
traveling is like my number one,
Mm-hmm.
exercising. I do a lot of intention setting,
Yes.
a lot of meditation. I exercise.
Yes.
And I just,
Yes.
days that if I wake up and I don't feel like doing something, like today, I didn't feel good. I
Yeah.
had 3 calls early this morning. I did it and I'm like, I'm not doing anything for the rest of the day.
Good for you. I'm so proud of you.
That really resonated with me, and I feel like that when sometimes at home, if I feel like things are, like a little stagnant or I've done everything I want to do here, but when I travel and I'm able to exercise different parts of my brain and,
Yes.
engage in other cultures and do things that are fulfilling, when I come back home, I'm like, I'm happy to be home, and it's
Mhm.
it's more I'm coming back reset with a different
Yes.
perspective. So that's wonderful. I absolutely love that. And I'm just curious, like, what are some of your favorite places? So maybe I can add some of these to my bucket
Oh,
list
So I
when.
have been
yes.
to all 7 continents.
Yeah.
Wow,
Love
My
I don't know if I've ever
it.
met a bunch of people that's going to Antarctica. Wow.
Right, exactly.
so I my favorite place is Egypt. My place that I would live is eh, maybe I don't know. I everything is just always different.
Different,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like Australia for
Okay.
the diving part of it, which is
Mm,
different.
yes.
I just came back from Amsterdam. I really liked Amsterdam
Mm,
because
okay.
I felt like there was a like work-life balance, and
Mm,
they like bike everywhere. So we had to bike everywhere.
wow. So
So
really
like
active
to dinner,
lifestyle.
correct, to dinner,
Wow.
bike to work. So I'm like, how can we get that in the Virgin Islands? Like I would love to, like
Right.
I feel like I could bike to Frederiksted to the
Yes.
grocery store. Like they bike everywhere. So I'm like, how
Right.
do we create that?
I
But
love
Hmm.
that.
they have more bikes than cars over there.
I've never been to
Wow.
Amsterdam, but I've seen pictures and people take
Yes.
pictures of the bikes. And then you're like you said, you're getting that movement too, which is also good for your mental health, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
I
That
have
is so cool. Because as I'm thinking about like wealth and wellness, I'm just thinking how much, travel, expanding our mind, our experiences, community, right? Core friendships, like how all of that is just a part of this larger discussion. So this is super cool.
and
I love to
definitely when I
travel
hear
too.
people say only in the Virgin Islands, I'm like, they don't travel.
They don't travel, right? Right,
They
because
don't.
it's human nature, right? The things that you'll find in the Virgin Islands, you can find anywhere in the world because it's human nature.
Hey sis, have you been looking for an opportunity to just get away, to just be, to reset your nervous system, to step away from the noise, from the overwhelm? Join me this fall in Panama City, Panama. I will be hosting small groups of women, no more than 3 at a time, to come through and just be. Contact me at unstuck@drsherlondaadkins.com for more information. All right, so Dr. Keisha, one of the things we've been talking about, of course, with girlfriendism and relationships is how mental health shows up in relationships. And so if we have more capacity, if we have margin, then we can interact and flow freely in relationships, and it's good for both. But sometimes unknowingly, we have times when we're just maybe don't have a lot of margin, and we may not be tending to our own mental health. In your experience, what has it been like for you in terms of seeing mental health, the correlation with mental health and the success of relationships?
To that because my friends are all like me, where they are like strong.
Uh-huh.
I've been working on this in therapy, by the way,
Yes.
because therapist wants me to open up to my friends more. Like as she asked
Mm.
me the other day, she's like, "So when you have a problem, do you call your friends right away?" And I'm like, "No, I fix a problem, then we talk about
And
it."
then talk about it.
So she keeps tasking me with talking to my
Yes,
friend when something happens, and I was like, "We don't do that. Like we fix whatever it is, and then
it
we talk
is.
about it." So
Yes.
but I feel like it shows up in communication and how you
Hmm.
handle, the conflict and just
Yes.
your ability to be vulnerable. I'm not saying that I can't call my friends. Like I know I can
Hmm.
call them, but it's
Right.
something like I need to fix it first before
Mm.
we talk about it. I know that's something I
Mm.
need to work on.
Well, I was going to ask you I wonder what would happen if you told them before. Is there a fear around that?
No, because
Or
my
what?
friends are like me. They're all
Yeah.
gonna tell me, or we're gonna try to figure out how to fix it. Like all of my
Mm.
friends have the same mindset. And it's funny, even with Key, Key was
Yeah.
like, I know I can't come to you and tell you anything because you're like, you have 2 days to fix this because I don't
All
want to
right.
hear about it next week.
So before you tell me, before you give me the time, let me just fix it and then I'll come and tell you.
Right, right.
Talk about.
And I know it's something like, something that I need to work on, that I've been trying to work
Mhm.
on. But for me,
Mhm.
even how it shows up for me in relationships, like I withdraw. Like if I'm going through something, I
Yes.
am laser focused on how can I fix it because I don't
Hmm.
want to be in the same thing again. I don't want to talk about
Right.
it again next month and the month after.
Right.
So that's how my friends know, like, all communication is off. I withdraw, and they're like, "What is happening with you?" Because we know you fixing something.
Wow.
So what is it that you're fixing?
Yeah. And it's good to have friends
Yes.
who know those indicators, like they can tell the difference.
Yes.
And I think that women around who are listening, I mean, I can certainly relate. I know
Hmm.
Dr. Kanuma, you can certainly relate to that
Hmm.
because we don't get to where we are by every time we have a problem, we go and solicit
Right.
help from people.
Right.
We're used
We're
to
problem
encountering a
solvers.
challenge and
Right.
then we go and we
Yes.
figure it out. And so when you're used to
Yes.
doing that, you build muscle for it. And so it's
Hmm.
intentional to have to stop and say, oh, wait a minute, let me enlist the help. Perfect example. So if I go into a store and
Yes.
maybe it's a store that I'm not familiar with and I'm looking for something in particular, I walk in the store and they go, hi, ma'am, can we help you? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm fine.
Right.
Knowing good and
Hmm.
well. So I had to stop myself, and say, okay, here's low hanging fruit. Let me practice this and go, why, yes, I do need some help. Can you show me where I
Right.
can find, the markers or something? But just to practice that. So you're not alone. You're not alone in that at
Yes.
all.
Yes.
But to me, like the downside, and this is where I have been like actively and intentionally trying to change that, is in like my
Hmm.
personal relationship with my significant
Yes.
other, because
Yes. To
sometimes
ask
he
for
just
help.
wants me to listen,
Hmm.
and I am just like,
Which
let me
is so
fix
funny because you usually hear that it's reversed, right? You usually hear like women don't want to
Mhm.
talk to their men about certain things because they want to be the problem solver. So you find it's kind of reversed in your situation where you're the one trying to like solve the
right.
problem.
So he's like, I just need you to listen. I don't need you to fix it. I know how to fix it.
Yes.
I just need you to listen.
You'd be like,
So
Yes.
now I'm actively like, do you want me to help you do it, or do
Right.
you want me to just listen? Like I asked that.
Yes, yes. Well, that's good that you're aware of it, right? And that you have a partner that you could have that conversation and work on that
Definitely.
with. And the therapy, this is why, again, this comes up because I think most of the interviews we've done too, like everyone has spoken about how important therapy is just to their own
Mhm.
development and having that third neutral eye to be able to, discuss things with. And so I'm loving the theme of the intentional wellness that everyone is engaging in, through
Definitely, because I
therapy and other
know
activities. Yeah.
sometimes I go and on the phone with my therapist and I'm like, this is what happened. And she's like, do you hear how that sounds? Like you are the problem. And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
And
I
that's a
don't want
good
to talk to you no
therapist.
more.
yes.
That's a good therapist who will help you to see because it can't always be everybody
Right,
else's fault, right? It can't be
Right.
right.
everybody all the
Right.
time.
And that's why I love her, because she's like, are you listening to yourself? You should listen to
Yes. Yes.
internalize that, and then we could come back again because I know
Again
you
and talk
know
about
better.
it. Yes. Well, I love that she's mirroring for you what you usually do for others and yourself in terms of the problem solving. It's like, let's
Right.
just get to it. Do you see what you're doing? You know what I mean? Do you see what you're doing? So that's you found the right fit for the way that you approach life in terms of therapy also. So, one of the things that, as we talk about therapy and care and access, I know that one of the things that you're really passionate about is advocacy and access. So, you're very involved in community,
Mhm.
you're an activist in the community. So, what do you think that you bring as an Afro diasporic woman doctor that's often unheard and that also helps to bring some of those barriers down when it comes to access to care?
Knowing what I need, or knowing what the Virgin Islands need, and trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out how we can offer that. I think like I
Mm.
do a really good job at that.
Yes.
Seeing things, because I have also have a group of friends, a group of women friends that own
Mm-hmm.
pharmacies in other states. So
Mm.
we talk a lot about the things that they're able to do that we can't do here. And then so my
Right.
focus is, okay, how can I bring these things here?
Yes.
What is the process of bringing these things here? Because we are
Mm-hmm.
just as capable of getting it done.
Right, right. And what are some of the changes that you feel you would like to see?
So I had some conversations with a senator about getting pharmacists the ability to do like point of care testing, to be
Hmm.
able to do like travel meds. So,
Yes.
because we already are able to do the vaccines. Like pharmacies
Hmm.
can do vaccines here, thanks to
Yes.
myself and Senator Sanes. When we first moved, we worked on that. So that
Yes.
was amazing.
Hmm.
So for example, we see a lot of patients that, for example, travel going to Africa and they need a yellow fever vaccine. So
Right.
they come to us for the yellow fever vaccine, but then they don't know that, okay, I need prophylaxis malaria medications to go with it.
Mm.
Now they have to go find a doctor where in
Right.
the States, we
They
could
get
have
everything in one
given this
place.
correct at the
Yes.
pharmacy.
Yes. One-stop shop. Oh
So
my
that's actually
goodness.
two things that I'm working on at the moment to help get
Hmm.
passed through legislation. So,
Yeah.
and I thought that's where this was going with like access and having like boundaries because we're a small
Yes.
place.
Yes.
So I used to feel like I had to answer every phone call.
Mm.
I
Ooh,
had to answer every DM.
girl.
I had to
Listen.
answer all of that. And maybe a couple years ago, I started
Yes.
my phone is on do not disturb all the
Same.
time.
I just posted that yesterday. I was like, for sanity, my sanity.
No, because we're a small community, people do
Yes.
not have boundaries.
Boundaries.
People used to call like 10 o'clock, and I'm
Oh my
like, your
goodness.
emergency doesn't become my emergency. Now,
Emergency. Right.
Right.
you
Yeah.
looked
Right.
at your bottle that night and saw you had
Right.
complications, like
Right.
Right.
as
And
much
now
as
all
I
of a
want to.
sudden that's my, yeah.
So my phone is always on silent, and I pick and
Yes.
choose who I
Yes.
respond to.
Yes.
That's
I feel
awesome.
like it's necessary
Yeah,
And
you
I feel
have to
like
because you can't be on all the
all the
time.
time.
correct. And
Hmm.
teaching people, even with my kids, like my kids know, like after 9 o'clock, unless it's an
Yes.
emergency, do not call me. That is
Right.
my time to
Yes.
unwind for the night.
Yes.
Have you been
I
doing
love
that
that.
for a while with the
About
boundaries,
2 to 3 years now, and
two
I'm
to three
loving it.
years?
At first, I was
When you,
like in straight panic.
yes.
But once everybody has like learned, like, okay, don't call her between these times.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
and if you text me, like, I will get back to you, but I'll get back to you
Right.
when I have time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's oftentimes when you start to erect boundaries. And I'm so
Hmm.
glad you said that because it can feel uncomfortable if you're not used to it, because you can
Hmm.
feel like, oh, am I being mean? Am I being selfish? But then you get more comfortable with it, and then you start training people how to treat, how
Hmm.
to treat you and when to
Yes.
expect your responses. So that's awesome.
I made a
Yeah.
post about it, and one of my friends were like, yes, we hate it. Even when I started to transition out from being the pharmacist and
Yes.
becoming more of the CEO role, like
Yes.
people would be like, I want to talk to Kisha. And I'm like, those people down there are way smarter than I am. And they know more about what's happening down there at this point than I
Then
do.
I,
So I think you should ask them and not me.
right.
I love that. That's a good way to
Yes.
to
Yes. And
transition
knowing
that.
and knowing your limits too, right? Because I think that's one of the other things that people tend to do when you become a doctor. It's like I only want to talk to the doctor. And it's like, listen, I tell people I have a
Mhm.
doctorate in this field. You don't want me to do heart surgery on you. You don't want me to defend you in court. I don't know nothing about that stuff. Okay. I'm an expert in my niche. So that doesn't mean that you want to come to me for everything. So that's something else that it's good to also know like your limits, and not
Right.
feel like you have to respond to everything and be able to say like, hey, like I'm not going to be the contact for this. This is somebody else who would be a better help to you. So I think
Definitely.
that's also a
Definitely.
boundary setting too, because then you're not taking on
Mhm.
something that is going to overwhelm you or you don't feel equipped to handle in that moment, you
And
know?
even with my team and when I'm building my team, I look for
Yes.
people that way smarter than me, that I know I can
Hmm.
give them a project and take it from
Yes.
birth to adult.
Yes. Initiative.
So
Yes.
even with my DME team, when people ask me about like durable medical equipment, I was like, I have
Yes.
no clue, but I do have a
Right.
specialist.
Yes.
This is her contact information because I do not,
Yes.
do not know.
Yes, yes. And I think that's part of the wealth building, right? Like surround yourself with people who are just as smart or smarter than you so it doesn't all
Mhm.
come on your lap, and
Correct.
that's how you get to expand and to scale while taking care of yourself.
Even when I
So, Dr. Keisha, as we talk about wellness, entrepreneurship, the advocacy, all of the things that you are working on in your business and all of the desires and the vision that you have for the territory, being an entrepreneur in the Virgin Islands is not for the weak. Let's just put it that way, right? You have to be creative, you have to have lots of patience, and you also, for wealth building, have to tap into other sources for that long-term wealth building. So what are some of the things that you learned on your journey in regards to that? Or what didn't you know then that you know now that you want to share?
So I'm actually an avid trader of the stock market.
Yes.
And with the proceeds that I have made in the stock market, I've been actually able to buy property
Mm,
as wealth investment
yes.
and for the future and generational wealth.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I own, I'm gonna say four, I think it's four
Yes.
um, properties that are either Airbnb or long-term and commercial properties.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just having that awareness
Hmm.
of like stocks and how stocks work, I feel like
Yes.
everybody, even if it's investment. So when I'm teaching people, I usually tell them just open a brokerage account,
Yes.
buy three of the top things that you
Yes.
see happening, or
Hmm.
even if it's EFTs, and put
Right.
$100 in there every month, $50 in there,
Yes.
whatever you can afford at the moment, because
Yes.
it accumulates.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The people that have money put the fear in us that the stock market is going to crumble, the stock market, they're not going to let that happen.
Right. Right.
So every beginning of the year when the stock market drops and I see people crying, I'm like, that is the one percenters making that
Yes.
happen. So when you see
Exactly.
all of that red is when you buy because they're about to
Yes.
push it up back in a couple of months. I have made
Yes.
tons of money.
Ooh,
Yes.
I love that
That
tons.
bring it
So,
on.
say that
Love
again, not a
it.
little bit, but
No,
tons.
Tons.
because
Yes.
honestly, like people think that the pharmacy makes tons of money, and the pharmacy
Right.
really does not. Um,
Right. Right.
it doesn't. Like most of my financial gains are from the stock market,
Stock
if I'm
market.
being completely
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a compounding effect, and again, it
Correct.
comes to that patience. Sometimes we are, we operate from that crisis mode. So we see that stock market drop and we're like, oh my God, sell now. And then when you have someone who's aware, it's like, ooh, this is a good time to just stay put,
Right.
stay put. It's gonna come back up. So what
And
even led you into that space though? Because I feel like that's not
it
a
was
conversation our
during
community is
it was
having.
during COVID time. So I've always had like an ear for like I've always had stocks.
Yes.
But I didn't start learning it until COVID time. I came across a
Mm-hmm.
lady named Terry. She has a program called Trade.
Ifoma, Terry Foma.
Yes. So she has a
Yes, I
program
took one of
called
her classes.
Trade and Travel.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Ooh.
that's where like and another thing that we have is we want instant gratification. So
Right.
he thinks that
Yes.
I can teach them in an hour how to make
Yes.
what I'm making. I'm like, it took me 2 years to really understand. Like you have to
Yes.
dedicate yourself. And like what
Yes.
Dr. Adkins was saying, like what she saw in me, like when I'm focused on something, I'm focused on something.
Mm-hmm.
So when I
Yes.
was learning the stock market, I spent an hour every night for 2 years
Yes. Yes.
learning it.
Yes.
Because,
Investing, right?
yes, yes,
Making that
Yes.
investment.
yes, in
Yes.
yourself and, to
Hmm.
learn something else. And
Yes.
even with just we have access to like so many tools.
We do, especially in
Like
this age,
there
right?
is no reason why we should not be successful.
Right.
Because I think part of what we're talking about, wellness and wealth, we have to tap into the financial side of it.
Yes.
And traditionally, when you think of finances, even when you look at the people who work in finances, it's still a very my son works for JP
Yes.
Morgan, and
Mhm.
it's still a very male dominated
Dominated.
profession. It's changed. It's not as
Right.
much as it was in the past, but it's
Right.
great to have you
Mm-hmm.
representing our women of color, our women of
Yes.
color doctors, and you are
Yes.
telling us that I'm
Mhm.
stuck on not a little bit, but tons of
Tons.
money.
Yes.
Tons of money, and then being able to use that to do other investments. So
Yes.
that is amazing. And thank you so much
Yes.
for sharing that, because I know it's
Hmm.
kind of like stirring something in me, and I'm not the only one. So I'm sure people
Right.
listening. So hopefully in a minute when you get ready to tell people how to find you, you'll get some people to come and talk to you. I may be one of them.
Right. You know
Because
what the theme is here too that I want people to walk away with is education. Like education,
Mhm.
education, education. Like we're forever learning. And that's the way that we grow. That's the way that we expand in our wealth and our wellness is to just continue learning. And so, like you said, just making that commitment an hour a day, like come off the scrolling for an hour, learn something new for an hour a day, and be patient with it. And that compound interest, literally, from all that you've learned over that time is
And
come to
even with
fruition.
like the scrolling, because right now
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn like how to use Claude
Yeah,
like to
me too.
the
I'm
full
building my
potential.
agent right now. Oh my God. I'm building my agent right now because I'm so over. Yeah, it's too
To
much.
like the full potential because I see the things it can do and I'm like, oh my God, this
Yes,
thing
it's
could
amazing.
like
It's a game changer. Yes. And so for people who may be looking who are like, what? Who's Claude?
Claude.
Right? So Claude is so ChatGPT was a thing last year. Although ChatGPT has been around for almost a decade, which is so crazy because I've been doing the same education around like what is all this AI stuff? Because I think I did a training that said, listen, like if you don't get into the AI right now,
mhm.
then you're gonna be behind. And I was like, ooh,
Hmm.
because at first I was like, it's not good for the planet. I'm not into all of this. Like it's taking away the human connection. And then when they said like either get with AI or you're gonna be left behind, I was like, oh no, honey, I don't like to be left behind. So let's figure this out, right? And so there's ChatGPT last year, but one of the things I just started learning this year too is Claude. So it's another form of AI that can really take on more automations that will help you to be able to literally have a coworker. So instead of you having to be the one sending the emails, sending the newsletters, doing all the administrative things that need to be done but may not necessarily make money, you can have Claude do that. You can build an agent and have Claude do that, so you can focus more of your time, your effort, and your energy on the things that are visionary. So yeah, definitely get with Claude. Yeah, it's a process though. Lord have mercy, it's a process.
But it's a learning process and
Yeah,
I feel like that's the mindset that we have to get on like
yeah.
you don't know everything. Every day
Hmm.
is a learning process and
Yes,
every day is you could spend an hour learning something.
Hmm.
absolutely.
For
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Something,
That's
anything. Pick whatever you want.
right. So that kind of leads us even now to this juicy submission that you don't remember that because it was so good, but we're going to remind you. We're going to
I
refresh your
remember
memory.
what I wrote, but I'm like, I was in that moment.
Yes, I love it. Well, we can tell because it came out in your hearts, right? And in your words. And
Yes.
so we sent out, a form to all of the podcast guests and we asked different questions. And so I'm going to read back to you and ask you to expand on this. So we asked everyone, when you imagine taking off your lab coat, your blazer, your heels, and speaking woman to woman, what feels most important to share? And this is what you wrote, girlfriend. You ready for this amazingness? Okay. So you said the pressure to hold everything
Getting
together,
together.
the expectations, the moments where you're leading, building, pouring into everyone else, and still trying to figure things out yourself. Goosebumps.
Mm,
Woman to
mm,
woman, I think it's important to say that it's not always as put together as it looks. There are
Mhm.
days you're tired, days you question decisions, days you feel like you're carrying more than you should, and that doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. I'd also want to share that you don't have to do everything alone. A lot of us were taught to be strong in a way that isolates us, but real strength is being able to say, I need help, or I don't have the answer right now, and still keep moving forward. And then there's permission to evolve, permission to outgrow spaces, people, even versions of yourself that no longer align. That's something we don't talk about enough, especially when success starts to shift your environment. But most importantly, I'd say, this is you, right? Not me, y'all.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Kisha.
yeah.
Don't lose yourself in what you're building, whether it's a career, a business, or a family. You still
Mhm.
matter in the middle of all of it. Love that. Not just what you produce, not just what you hold together, you. Because at the end of the day, titles come off. Absolutely. What remains is who you are when nobody's asking anything from you. That's the part worth protecting. Listen, are we
Wow.
in like all docs on deck
Wow.
church or what? Right? That
Yes,
was
please.
so good. I read that and I was just like, I said, Dr. Shalonda, did you see
Yes.
her submission? I was like, I cannot wait to read this. This is so profound. There's so
Because
many
it's
nuggets.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole
true.
hour.
It's
It
true
is so
though.
true.
I'm a very funny person in real life. Okay.
Real life.
We feel so
Right.
the real life right now.
In real life, I'm a funny person, but
Yes.
everybody looks at me like Dr. Keisha, and I'm like, man, last week I was at Cardi B concert acting a fool.
I love it. Yes. Yes.
But that's the part that they don't see, or and
Right.
it was funny because this made me think, like a couple years ago, I was in a parade and
Yes.
somebody made a comment, like it had a video of me like in the parade doing what we
Working it
do.
out.
And they said something like, "Oh, the doctor out there," and I was like, "Doctors can walk up too, you know."
I know that's right. Exactly. We deserve
Exactly.
to have fun.
Exactly.
Hello.
So I think it's like hard for us to like be who we are because I
Yes.
like to
The
laugh, I like to
expectation.
enjoy myself, but like the
Yes.
expectation of everything has is perfect
Right.
when it's not. Like, I tell
Right.
people, I was like, I know when you guys look at me, you think like I just came here, but this didn't just happen. Like
Right. It's a
I've been to,
process.
especially when I'm talking to like my employees and I hear like the things that they're
Yes.
going through, and then I share my story with them, and they're like, "What?" I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yeah, I didn't just like all
Show
come up
up
on
as
the scene. Like
right.
all this
Hmm.
fabulousness came with some
And that's
failures
Right.
why
Some
it's good to
learning
of
share.
lessons.
failures."
It's good
Yes.
to share that because sometimes people do see like where you're not, I'm not going to say the end product because you're still evolving, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like, really? And as you're talking, what came to my mind is like, how do you deal with that when it's like, I don't take myself that seriously, but everybody do, and they have this, but hey, I'm
Right.
just here living life and like, I don't have to have it together. Like, and I
Yes.
love that about you. Like it shows, like
Yes.
it shows you're
Because
very
I
accomplished,
feel
but
like
you're,
representation matters.
Personable. Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
representation matters, and I feel like they
Mm-hmm.
have to know that if something doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. It's not
Right.
like we have so much expectation of I
Mm-hmm.
have to get things right the first time, and
Right.
Mhm.
that's how like stress happens. That's how
Yes.
suicide happens, like because of all
Yeah.
of this expectation and pressure of having to be perfect. So that's why I
Right.
try to share, like, I am far from perfect.
Such a good wellness strategy though to remind yourself and everybody else, because then to take off, like you said, that arm. No,
Wow.
I appreciate that vulnerability, that openness. And it's the truth for all of us. Like none of us is perfect. Actually, perfect doesn't exist. You know what I
Correct.
mean? And so we could take that pressure off of
And
ourselves
I
and we
side eye
definitely
them people
feel,
that act like they perfect too. I'm like,
oh
mm-hmm.
God, listen. I know exactly. Be like, mm-hmm.
I give them the side eye, like,
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, yes,
give yourself
yes,
grace.
yes.
I I'm not I will never I don't tell people be strong. I'm like, listen, if
Right.
you gotta go cry,
Because
Mm,
if
what
you
is
gotta
that
go
anyway?
scream,
what
if
is
you
Do it.
gotta
that?
break something,
Strong is getting help.
Right, right, right.
cry, scream. I'm like, a good cry out to make my day feel great.
Listen, and releases that energy out of the
Yeah,
body, and it's like, oh, okay, good. Now we're ready to
Yes.
go.
right, exactly.
I think that's such a good note for us to leave with, all of the viewers is just to recognize your own humanity, right? Like no matter where you
Mhm.
are on the journey, no matter what version of yourself you are, no matter what you're building, is honor the humanity in yourself. And, it's a beautiful thing for us to celebrate these accomplishments, especially as women of color. But at the end of the day, I just loved what you put. It's like at the end of the day, when you remove all of that, like we have to sit with ourselves. And so with that, how do people get in touch with all this amazingness? Because now you're gonna get that. Well, see y'all. Okay, she's
Let's
gonna
set
share her
these boundaries
information.
from now.
Just gonna say, they're gonna be like 50 DMs after this, but Listen, Dr. Keisha already said, okay,
No,
it's on do not
they can send
disturb, okay?
they can send the DMs, and if they know me, they can text me. They can send whatever,
Right.
but I'm gonna answer them on my time.
That's right. When you have
So that
capacity,
That's
as you should.
no, because I love helping people. I
Yes.
love help. Like I have a bunch of mentees, and I tell
Yes.
like anytime I take on a mentee, I'm like, I am just here to follow up and to make sure you're doing
Yes.
what you're supposed to. If you don't want
Yeah.
this more than I want it for you, I'm not the right
Right.
mentor for you.
amen.
Right. Right.
So I don't
Yes.
mind mentoring people, but they need to have it, they need to want it more from them for
Yes.
themselves. I want it
Yes.
for
Mm.
them.
Yeah. And be
So
ready
I
to
don't
put in
mind
the
like
work.
correct.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind. I am willing to help every and anybody as
Mhm.
long as they like I don't have the time to do all the work for you.
So exactly.
So
Exactly.
on Facebook, it's Kisha Christian,
Mhm.
or you can come to the pharmacy, but if you come to the pharmacy, you'll probably have to leave a message because they're going to tell you I'm not there, even though I am. Because that's a
You have to
boundary that's
train
in
Boundaries.
place.
well.
Yes.
Train well.
But the best way is Facebook. Send a message. Even
Mhm.
if you send your phone number, I am more than likely will call you back.
It's
For
been
that. And
amazing.
it has been. Thank you so much for saying yes, for answering the call, for being a part of this, platform where we really get to offer that representation. Right? And we will love to have you again. So stay tuned, girlfriend. We
Yes.
cannot wait to
Whoop,
share all
whoop.
of the
Yes,
goodness
because
and
we
how this
have a bunch of
evolves.
other things that we didn't talk about too.
I know. We
Look,
might have to do
I
like
was
a
taking
round table
notes.
and bring all the girlfriends together. Yeah. So we're letting it evolve organically, and I can see that in the future.
A lot of gems. So the
Yes.
community collaboration, the
Yes.
trading, the travel. And
Yes.
I think for me, like one of the things that stood out most importantly is like, honoring the respect that people have for you, but not letting it tie
Yes.
you into some, version of yourself that's not authentic. So absolutely love that. Thank you so much. Can't wait
Thank
till the
you,
next time we talk some more.
girlfriend.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Time I saw her, she just captivated me, and I just walked up to her and I'm like, who are you? Who are you? So now I get to tell you who she is. The one, the only Dr. Tanya Cunningham, also known as the Grief Doc.
Yes.
So I encourage people to really look within to assess to see what the root cause of you wanting to do that. And if it's from a healthy point, then go do it. Go do it.
Oh, do it. Yes, but
That
just make sure
is
it's not a
so
trauma
fun.
response.
Right.
Make sure it's not a trauma response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Assess the motivation.
Yes. Go